What if I told you there's an Italian wine so legendary, so sought after, it's whispered in the same breath as Romanée-Conti, a wine that represents the absolute pinnacle of its region, a true cult icon, but also one of the most expensive wines from Italy. We're talking single vineyard Barolo, but not just any Barolo. They make their single vineyard, already extremely good. They make the Riserva from that vineyard, also fantastic, only made in fantastic vintages. But then there's Monfortino, the selection of the selection of the selection, the best grapes, the best vintages, a special wine. Welcome to Fine Wines, where we uncover the fascinating stories and personalities behind the world's famous wines. Today, we're diving deep into a true wine myth, a legend that every serious wine lover should know. Giacomo Conterno, Monfortino Barolo Riserva. When we talk about the greatest wines in the world, names like Bordeaux First Growths or Grand Cru Burgundy often come to mind. But Italy has its titans too, and Monfortino stands right at the top. It is the Romanée-Conti of northern Italy, as some say. Produced in the heart of Barolo, from 100% Nebbiolo grapes, it's a wine of profound depth, complexity, and almost unbelievable aging potential. But what makes it so special, so revered, and yes, so expensive? Let's uncork the story, which, fascinatingly, begins not in Italy, but thousands of miles away. Our story begins not with a grand chateau, but with a humble and rather international beginning. Giacomo Conterno himself was actually born in Argentina in 1895. This might surprise many, but it was a common story for Italians at the time. His parents, Giovanni and Caterina Conterno, like many others from Piedmont and other parts of Italy, had emigrated to Argentina seeking better economic opportunities. Life in rural Italy could be incredibly tough, and Argentina offered the promise of land and a new start. However, the call of home was strong. The family returned to Italy while Giacomo was still young. It was here, around 1908, that his father, Giovanni, started a small tavern. Think of it as a rustic wine bar in the village of San Giuseppe, near Monfortino. Giacomo grew up in this environment, learning the wine trade. Back then, most Barolo was sold in bulk, often in large barrels, directly to consumers or local businesses, and it was often made for relatively early consumption, sometimes even blended with other grapes. Giacomo, influenced by his family's travels in World War I, had a unique vision. Post-war, he aimed to create an unparalleled, age-worthy Barolo, crucially bottled at the estate for guaranteed quality, a revolutionary step. In 1920, he made his first Riserva from select grapes, naming it Monfortino, after Monfortino. The pioneering spirit continued with Giovanni Conterno, who took over in 1961. He steadfastly maintained traditional methods, long macerations, and large oak botti aging. This commitment was especially notable through Barolo's turbulent Barolo Wars of the 1980s and 90s, a period marked by a deep divide between producers championing these time-honored techniques versus those adopting modern approaches like shorter fermentations and aging in small French oak barrels. The Conterno torch passed to Giovanni's son, Roberto, in 1988. An oenology graduate, Roberto blended deep family knowledge with scientific rigor. By Giovanni's passing in 2004, Roberto was already leading, soon taking full control. What makes Monfortino truly special begins with its hallowed ground. For decades, its soul was exclusively the Cascina Francia vineyard in Serralunga d'Alba. This terroir is inherently ideal for producing powerful, structured Nebbiolo. But Monfortino is a step beyond. It is, in essence, a Riserva of unparalleled strictness. It is only produced in exceptionally good years, and even then, it represents a rigorous selection from within the vineyard, only the very best parcels, yielding the most perfect grapes. Since the 2015 vintage, under Roberto Conterno's exacting eye, grapes from the prime plots within the historic, neighboring Arione Cru can also be included. further ensuring Monfortino is the ultimate, most refined expression of their finest vineyard sites. This unparalleled quality and intergenerational dedication have ensured that critical acclaim follows Monfortino like a shadow. It consistently earns perfect or near-perfect scores from the world's most influential wine critics. Receiving a 100-point rating from figures like Robert Parker in the past, or more recently, Antonio Galloni, benchmark vintages such as 2004 and 2010 are particularly revered, frequently achieving perfect scores and described in near-reverent terms. Such critical acclaim, combined with extreme scarcity, means Monfortino commands a significant price. A current release, which would already be at least 7 years old, will typically set you back around $1,300 to $1,600 a bottle if you can find it at retail in Europe. In the US, or on a restaurant wine list, expect to pay considerably more. Thanks for watching and see you next time.